All right, everybody, welcome into Average Joe Sports Talk. So good to be back off my West Coast trip. Seen a lot of good things, seen a lot of sporting events, ate a lot of good food, seen a lot of good places, went to some wineries, things like that. These guys right here, phenomenal job holding it down when I was gone. I'm back in the saddle now. Everybody gets back to what they do best, and we roll on, and that's what we do. And we're a team just like all you guys watching this, because we're talking about sports and teams in general, and that's what we are here. I'm out of town. These dudes just pick up the ball and go with it. Actually improved on the show in a lot of areas. I thought you guys did a phenomenal job. I can't thank you guys enough. Shannon's not able to be with us today, but we're going to move right on. This is our big top 25 show that we always put out a little bit earlier than we do a complete top 25 breakdown. No use to sit here and talk about a bunch of nonsense, what kind of week this looks like. We got material on top of material. We actually have to turn games away. There's so much material out here. And I'm just going to start at the top. And the biggest game, without a doubt, this week is Ohio State at night in Happy Valley for a whiteout game. Urban's back. He was back last week. He's obviously back this week. I think without question, is probably the most hated coach in college football now. A lot of people hate.
It used to be Nick Saban.
Yeah, a lot of people hate Nick Saban, but a lot of people also, even if you're an Auburn fan, you respect Nick Saban.
Oh yeah.
Nobody respects Urban Meyer, especially after this, unless you're a true Ohio State fan. I'm a Gator fan. I'm one of the few who actually likes Urban Meyer, and appreciate what he did for us. But I'm one of the few, because most Gator fans hate him. With that being said, Franklin will have this place turned up to level you hadn't seen. Well, Ohio State knows because the last time they were there. Whiteout, night game, number 4 versus number 9, only a 3.5 point spread. This game has upset written all over it. Josh, what do you see?
Love this game. I love the whiteout. It only happens once a year. They're usually going to pick Ohio State if Ohio State's coming to town. I love the Happy Valley atmosphere. I think James Franklin is just doing great things up there.
Great coach.
With that being said, 3.5. I don't know who is crazy enough to make that a 3.5 point spread. To me, this is a pick 'em. I've got Penn State covering.
Do you?
Yeah,
I can see that.
Just because I think I'm not saying Trace McSorley is better than Dwayne Haskins, but he's got more experience. This is going to be a lot. This is something that he has not experienced yet, Dwayne Haskins. Going into Happy Valley at night. Some places are just different at night. LSU, Death Valley.
Yeah.
And crazy things happen.
Yes.
Reggie, if you had to put a number, how much do you think that stadium and that atmosphere, if it was a number, would play into a point spread?
I would give it a wow.
Like when they kick off, they're already how much in the hole?
I would say at least 10 in the hole.
I think so too.
I'd say 10 in the hole.
I think that's a fair number.
Especially with the whiteout.
Oh yeah, dude, because they're going to be on another level, and they're going to have energy. They're going to ride that energy as long as you can.
Right.
Eventually, they're going to have talent too. 4- and 5-star athletes. Ohio State just keeps pushing out. Can the stadium nullify that? How do you see it?
I see Penn State winning this game by a touchdown. One little tidbit that I did find: Penn State hasn't lost at home since 2015.
Wow.
With this being a pretty big game, I think the home field advantage is going to play into effect big time.
The home field advantage plus Nick Bosa being out for Ohio State.
That's massive.
That's massive, yeah. Can Ohio State's defense slow down Penn State's offense?
And how much, and people, you don't think of one defensive lineman makes a huge difference. A lot of people just kind of overlook that, and they look at the playmakers and things. But guess what? On third down, case in point, 2009 Alabama versus Florida, Carlos Dunlap falls asleep at the wheel, and the DUI don't play in the game. So what happens is we're not getting a push. We didn't have to blitz when he was in there because we had Jermaine Cunningham over here, Dunlap over here. Same thing with Ohio State. They're not going to get that same push on 3rd and long. So now what do they got to do? Now we got to blitz to get that pressure. Right. So what does that do to the back end? Somebody's one-on-one. Yep. Little things like that. Wide out.
The defensive line, the average fan is not going to see it, but when you have a really talented defensive lineman, sometimes that takes away if he can cover 2 gaps, that opens up the defensive playbook to be able to call blitzes that when he's gone are not available.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Because
So-
you got to waste him. You got to waste him, man.
yeah. So if your name is Bosa, and I mean that's
You're a dirty white boy and you get after it.
Yes.
And they do. I personally, it's nip and tuck. I put it this way. I wouldn't put money on it.
No.
I would lean Ohio State slightly in the win, slightly. I wouldn't put money on it. And definitely that half a point right there really makes me not want to put money on it. Might as well call it 4. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
I wouldn't put money on the game. I lean Ohio State myself, but I wouldn't put money on it. All right, moving right along. Next game. You got Stanford at Notre Dame. Coming into this week, everybody up until the last minute of the Oregon game thought Oregon had Stanford beat and beat them for the majority of the game and should have won the football game.
Right.
They should have kneeled down on the ball. And we've talked about that on the review show. Just a dumb, move. But teams find ways to win. Stanford found a way to win that game. Huge win. It's so hard in any sport to get up that high 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're on the road 2 weeks in a row. You're going to Notre Dame, who up until this point, even the Notre Dame fans were dogging them out about not moving the ball with Wimbush and things. Ian Book's in there now. They ran way more efficient. I'm not going to say they're a machine, but way more efficient. The 3rd down and longs, he kept them in 3rd and short most of the game last week. Coming into this game, 3.5 point spread at home, almost a role reversal of this other one. The home team's favored in this one. Had this been on a neutral side, I think Stanford's favored by 2 or 3 points. Reggie, what do you see that game?
I see. Thing is, a lot of teams are going after Bryce Love, and Stanford's quarterback really, showed, hey, y'all stop him. I got an arm too. That's going to be a tough one with Notre Dame being at home and the atmosphere of that stadium. I like Stanford in this one.
Do you?
I like Stanford, yeah. I think they're going to come out and end up winning the Pac-12.
I can see it. That Oregon win could slingshot them. Could.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Stanford. In a close one, another close one. Touchdown.
I can see it. Josh?
I've got Stanford winning this game. I do like Notre Dame's chances now that Dexter Williams returns at running back. Last year he averaged 9.2 yards per carry. They haven't really said what he was out for, but this week will be his week.
Yeah.
Great week to be back. Last year's he had 39 carries, 17 of those went for first downs.
Wow.
Yes,
That's impressive. Yeah.
So, and I do think Notre Dame is looking better with Ian Book. I call it the Tonga Valoa effect because if you look at Clemson, and you look at Notre Dame, everybody's starting to take a look and go, wonder if we got a Tonga Valoa on our team.
Everybody's like, hey, go over there and warm up for a minute.
But, people are stacking the box against Bryce Love. My question is right now, Stanford has a wide receiver by the name of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. He's in the Heisman hunt.
Oh, yeah, he's nasty, dude.
He is phenomenal.
He's nasty.
Can Notre Dame, do they have anybody that can stop him? Because if you stack the box against Bryce Love, they're going to beat you with Whiteside.
Yeah.
Costello's more than capable of getting it to him. Yeah. Stanford's 3-1 against the spread. Notre Dame's 2-2. I would give the slight edge in this one to Stanford.
I can see that. All right, moving on down the list. Will Greer and the West Virginia Mountaineers versus Texas Tech at Texas Tech. -5. This is, to me, guys, this is a tough one to pick again. Another good spread. Vegas knows what they're doing with this. Can Texas Tech have enough defense to slow these guys down? Because if you're going to beat West Virginia, outside of 2 or 3 teams in the nation, you're going to have to score 35 or more. Okay, so can they slow them down enough to win this game, Josh?
I don't think this will be a close game. I think West Virginia is going to come out and just roll these boys up. Let me tell you why. Ole Miss, Texas Tech has one loss, and that's to Ole Miss.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Ole Miss beat Texas Tech.
Ole Miss is not as bad as it looked against Alabama, but I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
So,
They scored on the first play.
Yeah, you did.
Will Greer,
That was their only highlight.
that was their first play and their last play. So I've got West Virginia. I just don't think that. I mean, Texas Tech, yeah, they're averaging 52 points. West Virginia is allowing 12 points. Something's got to give.
Something's got to give.
And I think it's going to be West Virginia. I think Will Greer. I think the West Virginia defense can stop the Texas Tech offense. I do not think the Texas Tech defense can stop Will Greer in that offense.
Gentleman's name Seals, correct? The receiver. Nobody stopped him since he stepped on my college football field. I don't know. Do you know the Texas Tech defender's name?
No.
Nobody jumps out at me. I don't care if they're at home or not. I'm with you. I think this is probably going to be a 2-touchdown game. You got anything on your phone now?
I can still shoot out. First one to 45. 45 win. You know,
I can see that.
That's Big 12 for you. All offense and no defense.
I can see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with West Virginia.
I got you. All right. This next game, now this one's one that I think is very intriguing matchup.
Can I throw something on that last?
Yeah, go ahead.
Texas Tech on the ESPN matchup predictor. I don't know why, but Texas Tech has a 61% chance of winning.
What?
To West Virginia's 39%.
Whoa.
I actually, when I seen that, I decided to write that down.
It's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is. Do they know something we don't know?
That's actually by fan vote, though, isn't it? Or
It's
a formula, some kind of formula?
Yeah, it's somebody's, I think Todd McShay or somebody's.
His name's Tony Stark, but go ahead.
Just kidding. It's somebody's baby that they put,
His name's Jarvis, but go ahead.
Okay, his algorithm. And I don't know, but I'd be interested to see how accurate this thing is, which may be something I need to look up later.
Yeah, we don't need to look into that. I think it'll be pretty interesting. All right, this next game, I find probably the most intriguing line on the sheet. You've got BYU traveling to Washington. It is a 16-point line. Washington is favored 16 at home. I think that's kind of a spit in the face to BYU. If they need any motivation, they just beat a pretty solid Wisconsin football team on the road.
Yeah.
I don't think Washington's better than Wisconsin. I think Washington would definitely be a fourth quarter game. BYU's totally getting disrespected. But every single time, anybody who's ever bet money in their life, when you see a funky line like that and you're like, that's just too easy, let me take that, they always lose.
Yeah.
Reggie, how do you see that?
This is going to be a good one. I think if BYU can contain Jake Browning like they did the Wisconsin quarterback, I like their chances in this game.
And they were stout against the run.
Yeah. They I think they
had 115, but they on like 28 or
yeah, they were on a lot of carries. So yeah. If BYU's defense shows up like they did against Wisconsin, I like their chances, and that line is
definitely covering.
Oh,
at
yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Unless they know something we really don't know. Is anybody injured or anything? Have you heard anything about that?
No.
How do you see it playing out?
I was shocked when I see that line.
It's the most intriguing line on the
It really
spreadsheet.
I went and looked at stats and doing my research. After about 10 minutes of staring at it, I wrote down, how is BYU winning? I mean, there's no offensive stats that jump out at me, because usually you can look at something and go, hey, they're really passing the ball well. They're averaging 25 points a game and they're allowing 17 points a game.
Yeah.
So to me, that they're playing tough defense.
Physical,
and they're willing to step into the middle of the ring and swap blows. There's going to be some pads popping in this game.
Oh, yeah.
I like BYU to cover.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give Washington the win.
Yeah, I can see that. Washington's at home. They are a good football team. Mm-hmm. They did what I thought they were going to do when they were on the road. Where's it? Fresno? Yeah, and I said I would.
Jake Browning's got 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
He's not playing like himself.
No.
And Miles Gaskin only has 2 touchdowns all year. So
That's what I'm saying. And then now they're running into a team that's going to make them play ugly. Even if they were hitting on all cylinders, BYU's going to make you play a little bit ugly. They made Wisconsin play. So therefore, if they were on the road at BYU, I might jump up there and take that BYU for the win, but no way I'm taking for the win, but definitely to cover.
in honor of Woody, we're going to make this our can't miss pick of the week.
Let's do it.
Take BYU in the points.
We're going to write that down right now. BYU in the points.
Okay.
If we do not cover, you can come over here and I'll give you a water. I mean, I'll throw it out there. You can get a free water from my fridge. It's good water. I mean,
It really is.
So I mean, I'll give you one. No doubt. No questions asked. Now, next game, number 19 Oregon is on the road at Cal in Berkeley. Number 24 Cal. All right. So here's my biggest question: Can Oregon rebound after a crushing loss like that? The line's only 3.5. It's in Berkeley. Josh, what do you think?
I think they can. Just for the simple reason I am a Mario Cristobal fan. His thumbprint is all over that team right now. They're playing great ball. They should have beat Stanford last week. Should have. But they didn't. Can you put that on him being a young coach, a young head coach? Maybe. But I think Justin Herbert's just going to be too much. He's already thrown for over 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They're also running the ball really well. I would take Oregon to cover the 3.
I'm going to go with Oregon. Just like Josh said, I'm a huge Mario Cristobal fan. He did a great job when he was at Alabama. And I think he's going to be another one of those saving assistants that's going to be, he's going to be successful wherever he's at. And, I hate to say this, but Oregon's going to have that Alabama thing. They're going to have that Alabama touch. They're going to rebound and pull off the win.
I got the chance to go to Oregon San Jose State game on my vacation, and it's interesting. Their fans, it's nothing like an SEC school at all. It's more of just kind of a chill, mellow group of fans, and they just they're having a good time. They're just not alcoholics. I'm a Gator fan. I got to know everybody's just drunk. Girls falling out, and so it's not like that there. But their fan base is. You get knowledgeable fans, but it's not like the next guy beside you knows every player in every state like it is down here on the side. I guess they have other stuff going on rather than like we do. But I was like, it's kind of interesting. It's a totally different atmosphere than anything I've ever seen. It's a real clean. Their facilities are probably the best I've ever seen. I don't even think without question the best I've ever seen. But just their average fan, man, it's just like nothing like that is weird. And they didn't understand why they wouldn't just throttling San Jose State. They're like, man, we should be killing them, man. The line on this game. I'm like, bro, y'all are actually playing defense for once, and y'all are actually running between the tackles for once, and everything's not something wide, and a lot of you're hitting, you're tight end, you're doing things you've never really done before in school history. It don't always equal out to a 50-point win like they're used to and accustomed to. And with that being said, I was like, there's going to be a transition there because there's a new sheriff in town. Yeah. They just could not understand why ain't we spreading it out. I'm like, bro, listen, you got a new coach. Yeah. And I talked to a couple of knowledgeable people around me that understood that I was a Gator fan and from the SEC. And he's like, how was this to your guys' stadium? I was like, it's a little different. I mean, your stadiums are clean and nice and the crowd's good and take care of the police and just. Go to LSU on a Saturday night and just whatever y'all are doing here, just flip that around. Sprinkle, a little bit of alcohol. Sprinkle some crazies, and then it's totally different.
It's totally different.
But just moving on, I think Oregon wins that game by 2 touchdowns. I think Oregon rebounds nice. I think they win going away and win big.
With that being said, look at Chip Kelly and what he's done at UCLA.
Oh, it's awful.
I think that kind of offense it was a flash in the pan.
Yeah, it's not you got to have an unbelievable quarterback to make it work. You've got to have a Tebow, a Vince Young. You've got to have that. If you don't have that, scrap it. I mean, you got to go with something else. Right. You can bring facets of that in. You know, Urban's with Haskins is a great quarterback now. You know, but those aren't just the dime a dozen. You got to go find them. All right, so moving on. This game means a lot to myself, being a Gator fan. Florida with a massive win at Tennessee last week. I think Tennessee's not that good though, but it was a huge win. To me, the biggest difference in last week's game is we got David Reese back, C.C. Jefferson back. Florida's defense looked 10,000 times more physical. They looked 10,000 times more disciplined because you had people playing in their right position. Like Voshon Joseph against Kentucky was constantly out of place. He was playing out of position because David Reese wasn't there. So now Reese is back. Reese is calling the defense. He's the quarterback of the defense. Got everybody where they normally play. You got C.C. Jefferson in there. We don't have to blitz as much. Polite is coming off the edge real nice. So we don't have to blitz as much. Wilson's down. Henderson's there. We're playing good, playing better in the secondary. The line started out at 8.5, and within, they said an hour, it moved down to 7.5. Since then, it's down to 7 now, which means people's loading up on Florida. It's at Mississippi State, who's coming off an atrocious loss to Kentucky. 7-point line. They're ranked number 23 in the nation. Reg, what do you think about the game?
I like Florida in this game. I think Dan Mullen's going to get them up for that game just because he's going back to Mississippi State. Same time the Mississippi State crowd's going to be into it because he's back. But
Cowbell.
Yeah, yeah, a little cowbell. I think Kentucky exposed Mississippi State some last week, and just showed that they're not that offense is not as good as advertised. So I see Florida going in and getting the win. I'm going to say by at least 10.
I hope you're right, man. You make me feel like that.
Yeah, I like Florida. I like Dan Mullen and what he's doing.
There he goes.
Oh boy.
Not so fast.
There he goes.
I like Mississippi State. More fans.
There he goes. There he goes.
Every single one of those players in that locker room dealt with Mullen. Even the freshman. At some point, he probably talked to him, spoke to him, and then he left. So Mullins is going to try to get those boys up, but those Mississippi State boys, they don't need no talking to. They know it's at Mississippi State, right?
Yeah.
I think them boys get up, and I think Mississippi State wins by 10.
Wow. Interesting pick.
Not so fast, my friend. With that being said, here's my honest opinion on that, even though I am a Gator fan. I think our defense improvements with getting Jefferson back and Reese in the middle, to me personally, I think that's worth 7 to 10 points on the field easily. We have the better kicker, who we stole from Mississippi State. I think that's going to come into this game, and I'll tell you why. I think this is going to be an ugly game. I think 42 points would be a stretch combined in this game. I think we're going to be looking at a 17-24, 20-17 type game, and I think we've got the better kicker. Our defense is playing a lot better. I think Kentucky showed us the blueprint of how to beat these guys. I think we muster up just enough offense to win. I give Florida the win 2017.
I like it.
All right.
Overtime.
Last game. Don't do this to my nerves. But, going into this season, I thought that would be one of the ones that we lost. That's one of the games. But after seeing what Kentucky did to them, Kentucky beat us too. Don't get me wrong, but the score was a lot closer than it was because they scored in the last play of the game on that past fumble that we did. But Mississippi State is not who I thought they were.
No.
And Kentucky showed a blueprint on how to beat them, and I'm pretty sure we can pick up on it. And here's the X factor of all X factors. What you said, they all know Mullen. But guess what? Mullen knows all of them.
Yeah.
He knows their weaknesses. He knows what Fitzgerald can't do. Grantham knows all of them. He defended them every day in practice.
Yep.
Definitely favors Florida.
Yeah.
So
definitely see that.
From an X's and O's standpoint, yes.
So I'll give Florida the edge. I say 2017, low scoring. I don't know what the over under in that game is, but I'd take the under. I don't care what it is. If it was 35, I'd be tempted to take the under. Last game, we're gonna throw this one out just for kind of comedy. Tennessee's at Georgia. After seeing Jeremy Pruitt kick the chalkboard and the frustration set in last week, I think it was the first time Jeremy Pruitt got a taste of, okay, I'm a head coach, I'm in a rivalry game, and I'm in the SEC, and the lights are on in this stadium. And in my opinion, and I love people like Mason, I love all my Tennessee friends, they look shell-shocked. When those pads started popping, and they just looked like they didn't want no part of it. And then when they get a big play, they'd shoot themselves in the foot. And a lot of people's like, well, Tennessee beat themselves. Well, you can say that, but you got to give Florida a little bit of credit for creating those turnovers. And that's why I think we're going to be a lot improved on defense, just enough to get past Mississippi State. But Georgia, to me, is a good bit better than I thought they'd be. It's hard for me to say. Their offensive line is definitely better than I thought it was. They got two very capable running backs again. I don't see Tennessee holding them under 42 points. And I will give you my house if Tennessee scores 42 points on them. I'll give y'all this house we're standing in. I'll give it away. We'll raffle it off. Which one of you guys want to take this game?
I think Tennessee. I would pick Tennessee to win this game straight up. I'm just kidding.
I was looking at you like, what? Are you serious?
It's a 32-point line.
I would like to sit down and enjoy this game. I don't think we're going to be able to do that. I think this will be one you turn off after the first quarter. I don't know. If you're a Tennessee fan, all you want to see is improvement week to week.
Yeah.
And now, I will say this. Georgia got exposed last week.
That's what I have written down as well.
Missouri has the blueprint, but I don't think Tennessee has the Jimmy Joes to do it.
No, not at all.
So, with that being said, it's going. Missouri showed us some things on Georgia, but it's going to take a heck of a team to put it together because they are still Georgia, but they are bigger.
And at home too.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Georgia been exposed, but I don't think Tennessee has the athletes to do what Missouri did. Because Missouri shot themselves in the foot. They could have jumped on Georgia early, and they really could put that game away.
They had their chances, bro.
They did. They had several chances because I was like, Missouri's gonna beat them, and then boom, they make a mistake.
Yeah.
It's like, but I like Jeremy Pruitt to an extent when he was at Alabama, but I just don't think he was ready to be a head coach. I think he needed a few more years with Saban. I just don't.
Especially in a difficult situation. Yeah. If he was in a plug and go like Kirby went into, I could see that.
Yeah.
Kirby did it the right way.
Kirby went in a plug and go. He kept them around 9 to 11 win team. So it was just plug and go.
And he had to turn down a lot of jobs.
He turned down
to get that Georgia job.
Yeah. He interviewed for Auburn before they hired the high school coach down there. I mean,
Malzahn.
Yeah.
Wow. This guy's taking shots. Wow. The hatred's real, folks. What we got here? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's throw that in
that
there.
one. Yeah.
Before we turn this camera off, we're going to touch on this game right here. Clemson. At home, number 3 in the nation, 21-point favorite versus Syracuse. Everybody knows Syracuse is playing a little bit out of their mind right now and above their head. They have a huge win over the mighty Willie Taggart FSU Bandits. Seminoles.
It's 3 L's now.
Yeah.
So it's and scraped by Samford.
Yeah.
Who I think Hoover would be in a fourth quarter game. I know IMG Academy would play them.
Yeah.
I know IMG Academy would play them tough.
St. John's.
Yeah, St. John's would play them tough. I'll tell you that right now. So, that being said, Reg, what do you see in the game?
I think Clemson They've got a quarterback with Trevor Lawrence. I don't.
They don't let him go the distance though. Or are they gonna keep Sutton?
They officially named Sunshine the starter.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if
Is this gonna be like a Tua thing though, or because I mean they're much more efficient with him.
Yeah.
But I would make personally, not to cut you off, but I would make packages for Kelly Bryant still.
I would. Yeah.
Third and shorts, goal line situations. Even put them on the field at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Really throw the other defense off. I don't see Syracuse pulling an upset this year. I mean, I would like to, but I just don't see it happening. Not with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, you know, their offense seems to move a lot better with him. You know,
They look a lot scarier with him in there.
Yeah.
He's opening those running lanes up because he's taking the top off the defense.
Yep. So
We gotta.
Not so fast.
There you go.
oh, we got
Syracuse
Here we go.
has
He's got
a,
green
man,
pins.
has a young man by the name of Eric Dungy.
Okay.
He's their leading passer, their leading rusher. That boy will run up on you like a phone bill. Syracuse won this game last year.
They did.
Now, was Clemson better last year, or would you say this Clemson team is better?
Ooh.
With Lawrence, I think it's the X factor. Well, I say that. I don't want to say that just yet. I want to see Lawrence play a Georgia defense, or I want to see Lawrence play an Alabama defense. I want to see him play with somebody who's going to be in his face, and then on the back end, he's got DBs about that far from his receivers.
Exactly.
Then I'll say I'll cast him the real deal.
I've had this weird thing where I've watched Syracuse this year. I don't know why, but them boys can play. This is not a fluke. They should be in the top 25. I don't know why they're not. They're 4-0. This right here is for the lead spot of the ACC Atlantic Division.
Wow.
So Syracuse pulled this off last year, and we're playing around with some video stuff right here. And if we can get this fixed, I want the video of Eric Dungy running that touchdown run, that long run, play right now. Now, if it didn't play, we're not there yet. But that boy is a bad man. Eric Dungy, remember the name.
Eric Dungy. My guy, I'm putting it in my notes.
And I've got Syracuse covering easily. And I want to pick them to win so bad.
At Clemson.
Yeah.
With Sunshine at the helm.
With Sunshine.
Wow.
If Clemson wins, it'll be just barely.
Just barely.
Barely.
Less than 10.
Less than 7.
Do you think Syracuse has? You think their defense is good
That's
enough?
what I'm saying. You think that's my problem. I think they can.
They can score, but their defense is their defense that good?
I think it is. Wow. Syracuse is 3-0-1 against the spread this year. Clemson is 1-3 against the spread.
Well,
Las Vegas has been doubting these Syracuse boys.
I like it though. I mean, I like where your head's at.
So do we see Duke and Syracuse playing for the ACC championship? I mean, Duke, you know, they're 4-0 right now.
I would love to see that.
What's up with the basketball schools? Kansas was
Kentucky.
Yeah. What's
Duke.
what? Yeah, Kansas is the one that's letting us down, right?
They actually,
I think they've won.
they accomplished, no, they broke their streak.
They broke the streak, but they haven't. They're not like they're doing Kentucky today. They must have triple threat us. So this one ran a little bit long, but so many good games. I mean, you know,
It's a great week.
It's going to be a great week.
So what we're going to do, we're going to shut this video down. Guys, a lot of you guys who tune into the live broadcast and have subscribed since to our channel from me streaming live the IMG Academy Modern Day Game. Thank you guys so much, first of all. With that being said, please hit the subscribe button. We want everybody to subscribe and check out our material when we drop it. Please hit the bell for the notifications. This is Average Joe Sports Talk. Good night.